Meesho IPO. India's first major e-commerce listing signals market confidence. Meesho, an Indian e-commerce platform competing with Amazon and Flipkart, is launching a $606 million initial public offering, IPO, marking the first major listing of its kind in India's rapidly growing online retail sector. The move is notable because it occurs at a time when many tech shareholders globally are selling stakes in public listings. Yet key investors like SoftBank and Prosus are not offloading shares, suggesting strong confidence in Meesho's future. IPO details and valuation. The company plans to price shares between Rupee 105 and Rupee 111 each, raising approximately $475 million in fresh capital, with a smaller portion from secondary sales. This values Meesho at roughly $5.6 billion post-IPO, up from a $5 billion valuation in 2021. Some early investors, including Elevation Capital, Peak XV Partners, formerly Sequoia Capital India, and Y Combinator, are partially selling stakes, while larger backers are holding firm. The IPO has been scaled down from earlier plans, with a reduced offer for sale of $131 million, though co-founders Vidit Atri and Sanjeev Kumar will sell a larger share than initially planned. The rise of Meesho and India's e-commerce landscape, founded in 2015. Meesho initially targeted first-time online shoppers through WhatsApp before evolving into a full-fledged marketplace. It has quickly gained traction by focusing on India's price-sensitive consumers, a strategy pressuring larger rivals like Amazon and Flipkart. Meesho operates on a low-cost model, relying heavily on logistics fees, advertising, and a separate commission-based Meesho Mall channel. This approach is significant because it taps into a previously underserved segment of the Indian market: consumers who prioritize affordability over convenience. This mirrors the success of platforms like Pinduoduo in China, Shopee in Southeast Asia, and Mercado Libre in Latin America, all of which emphasize value-driven commerce. Financial performance and user growth. Meesho's revenue from operations reached $624 million for the 6 months ended September 30, up from $482 million a year earlier. Net merchandise value rose 44% to $2.15 billion. However, losses widened to $48.4 million, compared to $2.7 million in the same period last year. Despite losses, the company boasts 234.2 million transacting users and 706,471 active sellers in the last 12 months. It also leverages a network of over 50,000 content creators to drive product discovery. Why this matters: Meesho's IPO is not just a financial event. It is a signal of India's maturing e-commerce market. The fact that major investors are retaining their stakes demonstrates belief in the country's long-term growth potential. Flipkart is expected to follow with an IPO next year, while Amazon may spin off its India operations for a future listing. Many Indians are only experiencing e-commerce for the first time on Meesho. Over the next decade, they will buy more and more things and more frequently on this platform. Mohit Bhatnagar, Peak XV Partners. The listing also aims to attract talent and reinforce governance standards, further solidifying Meesho's position in the competitive Indian e-commerce landscape. The IPO opens for public subscription on December 3.